Are we ready? Are we live? Hey everyone, welcome to our very first Tea Time with Candace. And I'm super excited to have this show and be able to share all these fun things with you guys. I have an amazing guest with me today. This is Amanda.
Hi.
She is the owner and CEO and everything else that you
General
do.
dog's body.
General
Pretty much.
Of So English Fabrics. They are actually located right here in California. And at the moment, not too far away. So we love all the things that Amanda has. So let's go ahead and we'll get started chatting.
Okay.
And Amanda and I have known each other for a very long time. So we might just chit chat.
Okay.
For all of you guys. Be sure and send us any of your questions that you have throughout the show. And if they don't get answered live, we will spend a little time after trying to answer all of the questions that you have. So Amanda, how did you get started in this industry?
Well, I've been able to sew. I come from a sewing family. I've been able to sew since I was tiny. Started with a needle and thread. Actually, the first machine I ever used was my grandmother's machine. So it was a hand crank machine, and I still have that machine. Don't use it, obviously. I like all the mod cons and everything else that go along with the sewing.
Modern technology.
Oh, yes. You know, it's like even just having that button to press to cut the threads and things.
Oh, I love that.
You know,
love that feature.
Yes, exactly. Plus the electricity is a help. So I've been able to sew for many, many years, and I took a really, really long break from sewing, traveling, working abroad, and I had children, and I started sewing again. But this time I wanted to make clothing. I wanted to make clothing for myself. I wanted to make clothing for my children, and I couldn't find the fabrics I wanted. So I really wanted to have good quality fabrics, but at a reasonable price. And so that's really why I started. It was just because I figured if I couldn't find it, then nobody could find it.
And that's very true. And especially knits. I mean, what was available to the market at large was junk. It was really bad. Now you started on Etsy.
Yes.
Is that right? You used to have an Etsy site?
Yes.
And what did you sell on Etsy?
I sold knit fabrics, trims, everything that I sell through the So English website right now. They were the same things, but just in smaller quantities, less selection and that type of thing. So.
And tell us about your website now. You named it So English. And a lot of people have been debating why it's called So English. So let's tell our viewers.
Okay.
Why did she name it So English?
I'm the English in So English. So it's not that the fabric's from England. It's not that we're located in England. I'm the English in So English, and it was probably a couple of glasses of wine and lack of imagination, but that's how we got the name. So, and then it stuck, and we're,
here we are.
So English, or SSE as we're normally called on Facebook.
I love SSE, so much easier. So Amanda, you're originally from England.
Correct.
And moved here many, many years ago.
I've been here 20 plus years now. So
this is now home.
Yes, and when I got my citizenship, I didn't rename the company. So
I love it. I love it. So English.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and take a look at her website. She's got an amazing website, and everything you can find is up there. Here they've got a special right now. They're running.
That's expiring really, really soon.
Oh,
so
jump on that.
Yes, if you spend $50 right now. You can you add the Vegas shirt pattern to your cart. When you check out, it will be free, but that does expire today.
Oh, okay.
So I believe
right now,
it expires at 5:59 p.m., but I could be wrong on the time.
So you specialize in these beautiful knits, but you also sell wovens, apparel wovens, and you sell, some denims and some other really neat fabrics.
Yes. We sell anything our specialty is knits. However, it's all about apparel. So you're not going to come to us if you want to upholster your couch. But if you want to be comfortable wearing some clothing sitting on the couch, we're the place to go to. A lot of people found it hard to find woven apparel fabrics, and not everybody wants to wear quilting cotton. That's why we have rayon challis, bubble crepe, as you mentioned, the denims. We have so many different wovens, and we're increasing those all the time.
And beautiful wovens. I've made a couple kimonos out of those. Just love her woven fabrics. If we hop back onto her website, let's take a look at your bundles. So this is a really fun way to shop if you've never shopped for knits. Up at the top there, you see it says bundles, ready cut. So if you click on bundles, they put fabrics together that kind of go together. And they're 2-yard cuts most of the time.
Most of the time they're 2 yards. We do some with 3 and even 4, but 2 yards is the most common cut of fabric that we sell. So that's why we go with the 2s. And also it makes it fit well so that we can kind of maximize shipping.
Yes.
So we have that in mind as well when we're making these bundles. But so many people find it difficult to choose coordinates and know what, is this going to go with this? Is that going to go with that? Do these colors complement each other? Yeah,
this is a great way to shop. I love your bundles, and I bought more than I should admit. So, and then they do this really fun thing called bundled chicken at the end of the month. You guys have to get on board with this, but you've got to be part of her Facebook group.
Yes.
So Amanda has a very, very active Facebook group, and you guys all need to get on there. And they announce usually 2 or 3 days before the end of the month.
It's the end of the month. We keep you in suspense.
Yeah.
But at the end of the month, we do bundle chicken. So the bundles fly out. When we start doing the bundle chicken, they just start flying out. And we increase the percentage every day. So for anybody who doesn't know what bundle chicken is, the percentage goes up, but the selection goes down.
The selection goes down. So it's, do you want to play chicken?
Yes.
As in, do you want to wait till that fabric goes 30%, or you better get it now?
Uh-huh.
So it's a really fun way to grab some bundles. They also have mystery boxes, which are really fun way to just experiment with various fabrics that maybe you've never tried. So really fun.
And then we have ready cuts as well. So the ready cuts are pretty much all 2-yard pieces, but they're all cut, folded, and ready to go. So those ship really quickly.
And they ship out quick.
Yes.
I like
if your order is just bundles and ready cuts, then you don't have to wait for us to cut the fabric for you, which takes a little bit longer.
So another thing on Amanda's website is patterns. They just started making their own patterns. A year ago?
We started a year ago, and then we kind of got a little bit too busy, so it kind of got pushed onto the back burner. But we've added some extra admins, and we're pushing ahead now. So we actually have a new one releasing today.
Yes.
We're
going to tell you more about that in a little while.
Okay.
A brand new pattern she's got releasing today. But Amanda works with a bunch of pattern companies. And she, provides a lot of the fabric, and they have amazing patterns. So they work with a lot of pattern companies. And one particular pattern company actually named one of their apparel after Amanda. So has anybody heard of Carita joggers? That's Amanda's last name. Amanda is Amanda Carita. So the joggers are actually named after Amanda. So let's pull up that website and take a look at those joggers. So these joggers are super fun to make. And I love these in the winter. I love joggers in the winter. But my daughter wears them all year long at school. That's once they start going back to school. Let's preface that.
I couldn't find a pair of joggers that fit me well, and I kept going back to the fact that Portlanders are made also by New Horizon Designs, and they just fit me so well through the waist, the hips, the thighs, but they had a wider leg, so I started hacking them to become joggers. And then I was talking to Tara over at New Horizons, and I said, it would be so much easier if you just made the pattern instead of having to hack it and everything else. And people were asking me, how do I hack it? And so they came out with these joggers, and I didn't even know it was going to be called the Carita jogger until the day it released. So
these are super fun. They have the band, they have some fun pockets. And we're, New Horizons has been really great. They're offering anyone 30% off if you want to pick up this pattern. So if you want to check out the code on that, it is Sewing Machines Plus, all one word. And this is another pair of the joggers. This is made with your athletic wear.
The yoga. The blusherly yoga.
And really fun pockets. I did a reverse. You want to get close? We'll do our close up here. This is a reverse cover stitch on the pockets. If we can see that. So really fun to play with. This pattern. And like I said, they're so comfy.
So on trend.
And so on trend. I mean, you could make these with silk or satin and dress them up and put a pair of pumps and you've got your holiday outfit.
Some of the girls made them in Liverpool and made it into a more structured pant. I love them in French terry, but then I love everything in French terry.
Yes,
so you know, that to me is probably the most versatile fabric that we carry. And it's beginner friendly also. So if you're fairly new to knits, French terry is an awesome choice.
Well, let's go ahead and we're going to talk about some fabrics. And while we're talking about fabrics, we'll talk about what is this fabric good for? You know, a lot of people are new to knits and they're like, what do I use to make a top? What do I use to make pants? Joggers? What do I use to make a band? You know? So we're going to talk about that.
Okay.
So why don't we're going to pull up some fabrics and just chat about the different things you can do with these fabrics. So let me pop this in.
So this is one of the newer pontes that we just brought in, and we brought it in charcoal, navy, black, and chocolate. And I have a funny story for the name of this one. It's actually Judy's Refined Ponte. And it was named after Judy Kessinger from the Fit Nice system.
Yes.
And a lot of people know Judy. If you have problems trying to get clothing to fit, Judy's a good person to talk to. And Judy, I said, Judy, I found this amazing ponte. And really it comes in 4 colors. So it's great weight, great recovery. And she said, honey, you need to give it a name. And I said, it has a name. It's Refined Ponte. And she said, no.
How boring.
She said, it needs a proper name. And I said, okay, so it's Judy's Refined Ponte. So if you're looking for that on the website at all, that's Judy's Refined Ponte.
And then what could we make with this? This is really structured. This is a beautiful ponte. Personally, I see a pair of pants.
Yes.
Even dress pants I could make out of this to wear to work.
Pants, a more structured skirt, peplum tops, dresses, great for blazers.
I need, blazers are coming back in style. A more relaxed blazer, and I would like to make some. So this would be a great fabric for that.
Also great for bands.
Yeah.
If you have any leftover, it would be great for cuffs, bands, the bands on your Caritas, bomber jacket. If you want to make like the collars and the cuffs and everything on a bomber jacket, it can be used in the place of ribbing. So
bands, you need specific fabric really to make bands because not all fabric has this structure. So sometimes if you're making pants, you might need a different band than what you're going to use for your pants.
Yes. And bands are different depending on where you're putting them. So if we're talking waistbands, there's some things that are that will work for waistbands and have the recovery needed for waistbands. And then there's other ones that won't, so you might be able to use a fabric for cuffs and for neckbands, and it'll have enough stretch and recovery for cuffs and neckbands, but it wouldn't work for waistbands.
Yeah.
Waistbands are in a class of their own.
They are, and this is a good example. This is an ITY, super nice fabric.
Yep, that's a Bulgari
ITY, but not for a waistband. It was not enough structure, so I had to add. This is one of your performance fabrics that's got great structure, so I just added the band.
Yep, I love performance fabric for waistbands. Absolutely love it. So,
all right, let's pull another one.
Okay, this actually looks really pretty together.
I got a question up here. Is the ponte the same as travel knits?
I'm not familiar with the term travel knits. It's great for traveling. If that helps, it's great to pack. It's not going to come out super wrinkled or anything else like that. So,
and it's really structured. Okay, so this is not a lightweight knit. Actually, this is perfect for the fall.
That's about 370 GSM. So that's a really heavier fabric. Yes.
So if you want, you just mentioned GSM. So let's pull up what GSM means. A lot of times in fabrics, they'll talk about GSM. So what does that mean?
It's grams per square meter.
Okay.
Yes.
And so it's a weight.
Yes.
So if the GSM is higher, is that a thicker?
Then it's thicker. The higher the weight, the thicker the fabric. For example, this cardigan that I'm wearing, this is a modal ponte. This is around 220 GSM. So you can see it still has a really great drape to it. Something like this is, the Judy's refined ponte. The Judy's refined ponte is around 370 GSM. So if you want to hold it up just to compare it, it has way more structure. So you can see from here, it doesn't have the same drape as like my cardigan, for example.
Yeah.
So
this is definitely a structure. It's not as thick as a scuba. It's not, it's got a much nicer feel to it.
It's heavier than a scuba, but it's not as thick. Scuba has a spongy texture to it, which makes it thicker, but it's not going to be as heavy as this one.
So this is definitely perfect for fall.
Yes.
I have to get some of this.
Yes.
Amanda might not be going home with any fabric.
So then this one's at the other end of the scale. This is one of our custom printed modals. This one is around 180 GSM. So for those of you who aren't familiar, modal is a form of rayon spandex. Rayon spandex is a semi-synthetic fabric. It's actually made from wood pulp. And it's made from wood pulp. Modal is at the higher end. Yeah, modal is at the higher end of the rayon spandex family, and it's specifically made from beech tree pulp. So whereas rayon spandex is wood pulp, this is specifically made from wood pulp from the beech tree.
This will make everything. This will make tops and dresses.
Yep, palazzo pants.
I've
pajamas.
even done a cardigan with it. Pajamas would be fabulous. I mean, it's so soft.
Yep.
And it drapes just beautifully.
It has a really nice cool hand too. So perfect for the warm weather or for those people who just run warm and would like to wear something that's a little cooler.
All of you that have your own personal summer all year long, this is perfect for you.
Yep, there you go.
Here in California, it's hot.
Yeah, and right now it's very hot.
It's very hot. And so I love this type of fabric. Rayon is one of my favorites, and ITY.
But very comfortable for layering in cooler fabric, in cooler climates, because even if you're living somewhere cooler and then you're in and out of buildings and air conditioning and everything else.
Sleeve would be fabulous.
Perfect.
Yeah. So rayon, definitely experiment with that. It's a great
and breathable.
Fabric. Breathable. And it's a natural fabric.
Okay. Should we move on?
Yeah.
Okay. I believe that this is Bulgari also. There we go. Then this is our blush lily print. We carry this on so many different fabrics, but this is the Bulgari. So it's a form of ITY. It's a 96.4 polyester spandex. I actually made a top in this and wore it in the warehouse yesterday, or the day before yesterday. I've been wearing a lot of tank tops. It's been so warm in the warehouse.
Yes.
This one was actually really comfortable. It was in the 80s in the warehouse with, and we don't have air conditioning in there. Obviously, it's a warehouse, but super comfortable to wear all day.
This is beautiful. And tell us the name of this print again.
That's the blush lily. The
blush lily. And blush lily comes in several different colors. So this is just one of the most beautiful fabrics. And you can see the stretch. Yep. You can see the drape on it. I mean, it is nice. And like I said, ITY is my personal favorite because it's very cool to the touch. It's lightweight and it just drapes beautifully.
And just a little sneak for you here. we're waiting for it to come in right now. I just printed the Blush Lily print onto Oakley.
Oh my gosh.
And Oakley
we'll talk about
is
Oakley. That's
wait, the Oakley's coming up, but for those people who love Oakley and love the Blush Lily, we're combining the two. So
Perfect.
that's on its way.
Yeah. You guys will absolutely love Oakley, and we'll talk about that. So Blush Lily, ITY, a lot of people are afraid of ITY. Don't be. It's very easy to sew. You just need to use maybe stretch needles. Definitely use some stretch needles because it is very stretchy.
And ITY is actually the best-selling fabric in Missy's ready-to-wear. So if you're going into Macy's or Nordstrom's, you're going to see ITY. It's a very, very popular fabric. It really doesn't crease. You can throw it in the washing machine. You can throw it in the dryer.
Just wrinkle this up.
It doesn't pill. Yep, doesn't pill, doesn't fade. It's just a really awesome fabric.
Really nice. I love this fabric. All right, let's see.
Stacy, Blush Lily on Oakley.
Right?
It's happening in two colorways as well.
Perfect.
So this is our double brushed DBP, double brushed polyester. And the reason it's double brushed is because it's brushed on both sides of the fabric. And
so it's got a really soft hand to it. And like she said, it's brushed on both sides, so it's so soft against your skin. And double brush is probably your biggest selling fabric.
Yes, between French Terry and double brush, those are definitely our two most popular fabrics. This one is the Viviana. So it's a really gorgeous large floral.
It's large floral, but I made my granddaughter a dress out of this. She's only 4. And it turned out beautiful. I
love big prints on small children.
Yes,
and you can have so much fun with the placement. I think that the main thing is the balance between the print and the ground. Yes. So, having that nice balance there that you can just have so much fun with it. And double brushed is such a versatile fabric. You can make leggings, you can make joggers, cardigans, tops, dresses. You can use it for bands. There's really no limit to what you can make from it.
Double brush, yeah. Double
I have a couple, actually have that fabric sewn up over here. This is the Vegas tank, the one that came up on the website. This is actually the Vegas tank.
The Vegas tee. And in this brush, in this fabric.
Yes.
So pretty. And it's a lightweight, but it can also be a little warmer too. So
I wore this
great for all seasons.
Yep. I actually wore this in Mexico in August last year. So, if I could survive in that heat wearing this. The flounce is kind of nice. I like the flounce because it brings the eye up. So, it's something a little different. And so we have the sew along for this too. If you go to our sew along group, there's the step-by-step sew along videos for this one.
So on they have 2 Facebook groups, basically. Their So English Fabrics Facebook group, and then they have a sew along Facebook group. And I love your sew alongs. They feature a lot of patterns from a lot of different companies, and then they have the sew alongs for their new patterns on there as well. And usually Heidi's on there, and a couple other of
Heidi, Bobby. Yep,
they do a great job teaching you the step-by-step putting patterns together. A lot of people are intimidated, they don't know how to use PDF patterns. PDF patterns, you download them and you print them at home. And you tape them together. And once you figure out how to do it, it's just a piece of cake.
Well, it's nice that you can find a pattern and it doesn't matter what time it is. You can just go
late at night.
Yes, you can be like, it's 6 a.m. Here was me. I was up at 6 a.m. sewing this morning because I didn't have anything to wear today. So I was up at 6 in the morning, and I can print a pattern, I can tape it together. But then there's also a company called PDF Plotting.
Yes, I use
them. They are awesome. You can upload the files to their website. And they'll just send you the big sheets
with the patterns. And then I trace mine the size I want. And then I do all my edits on my traced pattern. And that way I'm never cutting up my all size patterns. Or you can print patterns as just the size you need. That's called layers. So there's a ton of information online about printing patterns. A lot of YouTube videos. If you're new to printing PDF patterns, go on YouTube.
Well, if you
have
go
a good
to
one too.
Yes, the Seattle shirt is. I have one of those. Actually, this is the Seattle right behind me. This comes with 3 sleeve lengths, 2 necklines, and it goes from an extra small to a 6XL. So it's very size inclusive. And if you go on our
let's actually pull up the information on that. We are going to give away today, free to all of our viewers, Amanda's Seattle t-shirt. So all you need to do is log on to her website and put it in your cart. So you're going to create an account, put it in your cart.
That's another one.
And then you'll use the code. What code did we do? David? No.
SMP Seattle, I believe.
SMP Seattle, I believe it is.
It's all caps, and it's SMP Seattle.
And that will give everyone who's viewing today a free Seattle t-shirt.
Just put it in your cart and add the coupon. Now, coupons can't stack, so you may need to go in and just add that one on its own into your cart and check out with that one alone.
Right, because it's not shipping, so there's no shipping associated with this. It's a download. So you're going to download it to your computer and then print it off. So this Seattle shirt is great because, you know, it's a basic shirt, but you can do all kinds of things with it. I know Amanda's just hacked the heck out of it, adding like a hoodie to it.
I've added a hood. I've added cuffs. I have made it have more flair from the underbust. That's one of my favorite tricks to do with a lot of shirts. I like them a little bit more flowy, so I just hack things to make them what I want them to be. Heidi and I were talking the other day, and I said about like adding long cuffs. And she immediately, Heidi has a amazing library of things that she wants to make. So she immediately shoots me back this picture, and it was somebody wearing a shirt, and it had really long cuffs with buttons.
Oh, how
fun. So a lot of fun. So I think that's one that she's going to be changing the Seattle into.
So jump on Amanda's website and download that pattern. Okay, with the code, and it's free to all of our viewers today.
Yes. So I brought a couple of other of the double brushed with me. I don't know that a lot of people are aware, but we custom print so many of our fabrics. So this was one of the dinosaur fabrics that we have, and most of our custom prints are done on either the double brushed or the French terry.
I own this one.
A lot of people own that one. I know how many yards of that we've shipped.
Again, my granddaughter. I'm like making her dresses. Just love this. It's like this neon pink, but it's dark. You know, this pretty navy blue, and it's got this fabulous stretch. Again, it's double brush, but this one's got a very cool hand to it. I mean, it's very nice.
Thank you.
So this one's really fun, and like you said, so it's custom printed.
Yes. Yes.
So you can't find it anywhere else.
No,
only on
that's exclusive to us. So many of our fabrics are exclusive to us. We just a lot of the custom prints had very custom price tags to them, and so as part of my goal to make sewing affordable, I know a lot of people joke, you know, why make it yourself? You know, when you can go to the store and you can buy it. Why bother making it? It's, you know, but sewing really is affordable.
Sewing is affordable. And, you know, the 2-yard cut, I mean, you can make almost anything with the 2 yards. And you usually have some leftover pieces. People make everything. You can add, you know, use it as a trim. You can use it as a pocket. People make their own underwear. There's so many things you can do. And by using all the straps, it makes it, our footprint smaller too. Less fabric ends up in the landfill. So it's, you know, it's a really green thing to do. And there's not many hobbies that, you know, provide you something. And let's also mention the fact that, you know, making clothes and wearing clothes that fit us is priceless. And it's empowering, truly, to be able to make something that fits. This shirt, this is something I've made like 5 or 6 of them. And now I know my size, I know my cut. I mean, 2 hours, I'm done. You know, super fast. Of course, I use a serger, and that makes it even faster. And we'll talk a little bit more about sergers. But something you might want to consider if you're making your own clothes is making them in a capsule, finding things that go together. Amanda has these beautiful fabrics that you can mix and match. So make something that goes together. Everything in your wardrobe
Wasn't this a bundle?
Should go with 3 things. This might have been a bundle. I don't know.
There you go.
It might have been a bundle. But everything in your wardrobe should match 3 things. So this I should be able to wear with 3 different things. This with 3 different things. So, create capsules, and you'll just love your closet. I mean, half my closet now is stuff that I've made.
And the fact that you made this cocoon cardigan out of Bulgari, just a really nice light layer. When people often say, well, that's not heavy enough, but sometimes you just need that light layer. You don't need the heavy warm cardigan, but you just want something a little extra that you can slip over the top.
And we live in layers. I mean, this in another month we'll be wearing every morning. It'll get cool.
Hopefully.
Yeah. We're having a heat wave right now, so it's quite hot.
So should we put those?
Special fabrics, like I said, you can only find on Amanda's website.
So this is Oakley.
Oh, Oakley.
I know.
We love
Oakley. It's Oakley. And Oakley is a form of sweater knit. It's lightly brushed on the face, and it has almost like a velvet-like hand. It has great stretch.
It's the most comfortable fabric I think you'll ever put on your body.
It's great for layering. It's really versatile as far as the seasons are concerned. I have made Seattle's in it. This is the Boston cardigan, which is another SSE pattern.
Which one do I have? Oh, this one.
Oh, there you go.
I'm going to pull off
Candace.
one of my personal. This is my Oakley that I bought. Isn't that gorgeous?
I was wearing this
Super
last
fun.
month at the beach.
But
So
it's so perfect for the beach because it gets cool. It's got a lot of stretch, a lot of recovery. It's like French terry, but it's not. It's like sweater knit, but it's not.
It's a sweater knit. It's definitely in the sweater knit family. But what I love is how stable it is. So that sometimes when you have a looser one and you're putting it through your machine and it starts stretching out, this is really, really stable. So it's just a really awesome sweater knit. It washes like a dream.
Yeah.
I don't have time to baby my
the tie-dye.
I think we may have some of that.
Some in bundles. I think I've seen.
Yes.
Yeah, but stuff like this, when Amanda gets it in, it sells out. It sells out quickly.
Well, hopefully it does.
So
then I get to go and choose some other fabrics. So
Oakley is just fabulous. You'll want to sew all of your fall wardrobe in Oakley. Sweaters, cardigans, hoodies.
I made Caritas in it.
Oh, joggers. Yeah.
Yes,
joggers
I made
out
Oakley
of this,
joggers.
Pajamas.
It's a tight enough knit that unless you go for one of maybe the ivory ones, I wouldn't necessarily suggest using an ivory as a bottom, as a bottom fabric. You can, but really, I made a pair of the dark ones, of black ones that say love on them, and I sleep in those in the winter.
Yeah, these would be fabulous.
Super
pajamas.
Comfortable.
And how fun to sew, and hopefully a lot of you sew for your grandkids and your family. How fun to make something like that they're just going to live in. So
these are French terries.
So French terry comes in all different types of French terry.
French terry is the type of knit that it is. So I don't know if you want to show them that.
So you can see these little loops. See the loops on the back? The content, so as far as the fabric content, they're made out of different things.
Yes.
You have a cotton French terry, rayon span.
French terry is describing the way that it's knitted, not the content of it. So the one that Candace is holding right now and showing to you is a poly rayon spandex French terry. They do vary slightly in percentage, but that one's a poly rayon spandex French terry, and it's just awesome for
really
so many things. It's probably, those charcoal dots are probably my best-selling fabric ever.
Yeah.
It's kind of like it's like a solid without being a solid. It's got those dots that just give you a little bit of visual interest, but it's not overwhelming.
And this I found was so fun to mix and match. I mean, to make the sleeves.
Goes with so many
to do
things.
the hoodie. A lot of fun to mix and match with the dots. So again, French terry describes the process, this knitted process. And then it's made out of different content, fabric content.
You have your smooth jersey face.
So that's what this is.
And then you have the reverse. Now we do occasionally have it where we call it right side loop French terry. And that's where the company has decided to print on the loop side. So you have the texture on the outside, and then you have the smooth jersey against your skin. This is another poly rayon spandex French terry.
So this one's a lot thinner, really lightweight. And you can see it's got the
tie-dye is huge.
Right now.
Oh my goodness.
So love this. Tie-dye is so fun. So wash recommendations? Wash recommendations for French terry. You certainly don't have to baby it.
No, I wash everything on cold, tumble dry on low, and that's it. I don't hang dry. I do try and separate, so I've got light colors together that I'm not going to throw, but we don't really have a big problem as far as like bleeding or anything else is concerned. Most of our fabric, we use the same companies to produce our fabric as supply the ready-to-wear market. So you're getting the fabrics that you see in the stores also.
Yes, and in fact, if you go on Pinterest, so many times you can find boutique fabrics, and Amanda has the fabric, as well. So you can remake your Pinterest.
That's the fun part of my job.
Yeah, it's
finding fabrics.
Now, a lot of people ask, should I wash my fabrics when I get them? My answer is yes. You should always wash your fabrics. Mine come right into my sewing bag. So she's like, no, I never do. But
I do sometimes.
I just wash them before they go in my sewing room. That way I know they're always.
My honest answer, I'll be totally honest now, because every time I hear this question and everybody's like, yes, you have to. You must always do it. I hear people saying, if I know a fabric has a content that it could possibly shrink, then I'm going to pre-wash it for sure. So if it's, like a ponte where it's got rayon in it, if something has rayon or cotton,
it might
yes. So then you want to make sure that you wash it before, so that you take the, so you pre-shrink it and everything. If something is poly, it's not going to shrink.
Yeah, it's not going to shrink on you.
No, not at all. And then people will say, well, what about all the chemicals and everything else that goes along with it? I kind of feel like I'm immune to it, because I spend all my time in the warehouse surrounded by the fabric. And if I was going to get anything from it, I would have already got it from the warehouse, not from my stash. So
I mean, I don't wash a brand new shirt that I buy. I just wear it. But some people do. Yes. So totally up to you. I wash my fabrics.
I sometimes wash my fabrics. Yeah.
Anything that has that possible shrinkage, definitely wash them before you
start
sewing.
So the pontes, the rayons, the modals, the cottons, those ones definitely. But if you're buying like an ITY,
that's not
your fabric is not going to change whatsoever when you wash it. But personal preference, yes, throw it in I normally, will decide, I'm at work and I'll be like, oh, I think I want to wear that tonight. So I might rush home and make something and wear it to go out and not even have time. So
and that's a fun thing. You're like, hey, I got something going on tomorrow. I'm going to make a new shirt.
Yes.
Make a new dress. I've got an event. And right now it's a good idea, because you can't really go shopping. So if you have a nice fabric stash, that's a great idea.
I love you too, Bonnie.
Oh, hey, Bonnie. Bonnie lives out here in California, right?
Yes, she's in Northern California. I love you.
So let's talk about this one. This has got a beautiful hand to it. This is your knit.
That is bamboo French terry. It's It's a bamboo cotton spandex blend.
Hard to see, I guess, with our lighting, but really soft.
It's just got a gorgeous hand to it. It has a luxurious hand. I have made leggings in this fabric. I will add elastic or a performance band to it. But as far as like knees and butts are concerned, it's absolutely fine. Another one that is absolutely perfect for I have shorts in this. I also have leggings in this. This one was custom produced for us, and we call it our jeans French terry. It's 90-10 cotton spandex. So you've got great stretch, you've got great recovery. Think even when you go into Carter's and they have like the little kids clothes and everything, they use French terry. It's not a patch on this. I'm sorry. I'm going to brag about this one. This was knitted to my specifications.
Yeah, this is really nice.
So,
I actually have a pair of pants in this.
Oh, okay. So it's over 300 GSM and it washes like a dream. This is one I would pre-wash, but yeah, and this comes in indigo and black.
Indigo and black?
Yes.
Okay. We're going to have a little pile on our floor over here.
Okay.
So
should we talk about the serger? This is one of my favorites.
So make sure you guys like this video and share it, and definitely comment. So we've got some prizes, and the way for you to win is to log on and say hi or make a comment or a question. And at the end, we're going to be doing some fun prizes for everyone. So we're going to talk just a couple minutes about sergers and cover stitch machines. So this is a little Janome. This is actually an air threading serger. And what sergers do is they're used for construction. I would say construction is the idea. But this has what's called air threading system. So it's super fast to thread. So you can either buy a manual threader or an air threader. It's kind of like buying a car. Do you want a manual car or do you want an automatic car? Any car will get you there, but what features do you want?
I love the simplicity of this machine. I do actually have this one, and I love the simplicity. You have the air threader, but it's not as complex as some. I was advised when I got this, I actually sat down with the director of development for Janome at one of the shows I was at, and he showed me how to thread this machine. And his little tip was just to pump this a couple of times before you push it down, and the thread will just go right through there. So it's straight out of the box.
Really easy to use.
Yes.
And then you can control all of your tension with the tension dials here. So most sergers are what's called 4-3-2, which means they'll do a 4-thread overlock, which is what I always recommend for construction, a 3-thread overlock, which is usually what we're going to do for edge work, and a 2-thread flat lock or ladder work, which is kind of more decorative, more of a decorative. What's really great about a serger is it is fast. It's so fast. It cuts, overlocks, and sews all in one pass. And the thing that's great with a serger is you're dealing with knits. You can get this kind of stretch, right? So this is a serged edge. So if you've never had a serger, this is the serged edge. But look at the stretch I can get. That is why sergers are so fabulous, is you can get all this stretch. Now, if you're doing performance wear and you want to make your own clothes to go to the gym, you definitely want a serger that's going to handle the performance and the stretch. So sergers are definitely... I say sergers are a must if you're sewing with knits. Now also, this is a cover stitch machine. So this is a little Burnett cover stitch, and people are like, what is a cover stitch? What's the difference? Oops, wrong one. So we're going to get our little live camera out here so we can get a picture of both. There we go. So this is a cover stitch, and what a cover stitch is hemming. So on my shirt, all of this is hemmed. So everything is hemmed. It's all done. If you look on your bottom of your t-shirt, it's a 2 threads, kind of hard to see. 2 threads on the top and a zigzag on the bottom.
Or three.
Almost like a twin needle. But unlike a twin needle, you've got, again, stretch. And that's what a cover stitch can do for you. So we're going to talk just about a couple little tips with using sergers and what I like to call my favorite tools. So this is a band that I put on with a serger. You're just folding your band in half, attaching it, and you just zip it right through your serger. So that would just feed right through, and very easy. So I'm going to kind of start talking about my favorite tools. So I'm going to scoot that over just a little.
Okay.
I think he's still, try not to cover up Amanda here.
Oh, I'm fine hiding behind machines. Don't worry about that.
So a couple of my favorite tools, and we'll talk about these in a sec. One of them that I discovered is glue. My favorite tool is fabric glue. So you're like, why? Because it's just so handy. All right, so this is fabric glue. And what you're going to do with it is when you start a stitch, especially on a serger, so I'll come down here. What I did is I notched my fabric. This is what the serger would cut off. So I pre-cut it, and then to start my stitch, I just put a little bit of fabric glue. And that way, that seam is going to stay together when it goes under my presser foot of my serger. It's not going to move, because when you serge, you need to cut. So a lot of times this is a great way to pre-cut your fabric, especially
Does it have to
knits.
dry?
No, it's just instant.
Oh, it's
and
good
it
to go.
washes out.
Okay.
So it's going to wash out. So 2 techniques here: pre-notching your fabric, and you're going to cut away what your serger blade would cut away. And then you can put this right up into the needles of your serger, and you've got some glue to hold it together. So I love fabric glue. I use it all over the place. A lot of times you have knits that roll and wrap.
Mm-hmm.
And so you just use some glue, and it'll just kind of hold your seams.
Good to know.
So you can sew. So one of my favorite, $2, $3 fabric glue. So awesome fabric glue. So what I did is I numbered these. And if you want to purchase any of these in the store or online, we're doing a 10% off Candace's favorite tools. So online, I think our code is tea time, and you just type that in, you'll get 10% off anything you order. And if you want to call into our retail store, you just let them know that you want some fabric glue or any of these tools, and they'll give you the 10% off. So another must when it comes to sergers is what's called a double-eye needle. Well, let me get my double-eye needle out.
I'm learning some new things here, Candace.
So Amanda's got lots of tricks. So I've learned a bunch of stuff from her. This is called a double-eye needle. I put this on the other edge just so that I know it's mine, because I bring a lot of stuff to class. So when you sew with a serger, you usually have a little tail. And what we're going to do is we're going to thread this under our stitches. Of course, I can't do that on camera. And then you're going to thread all 4 of your threads, and you just pull it through.
Oh, so you pull the whole tail through.
Pull the whole tail through. And then I kind of snug it up just a little bit, and then I'll trim that off. Because you can't backstitch. So you have to be able to secure your tails. And this is just a really fast, easy way to secure tails. And that's with what's called a double-eye needle. So you can find these. You get 2 of them. They're really, really handy.
Find one, lose one?
Find one, lose one. Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
That's why I usually tie things on mine so that I don't lose them anywhere. A couple other things that you're going to want when you use a serger is a really good pair of tweezers. Get ones that are bent. They have the little bend up here. And so I use them for threading. I use them for pulling my threads out. A nice pair of tweezers, and they don't last forever. So you do have to replace them often.
Apparently, especially when you have teenage boys, because I don't know what they do with them, but they disappear.
The tweezers? Yeah.
Yes.
These are not for your face.
I'm not asking.
I always tell my students when I teach classes, make sure you buy the best thread and needles money can buy. That is the thing holding your pants together, is your thread. So we sell Maxi Lock here in the stores. There's also a couple other brands that are really, really good, but you definitely want to find an excellent serger thread. I tell my students, if you see a box of serger threads for like $1, keep walking. Just keep walking. Don't stop. Soak Easy is the next item I'm going to tell you guys about. This is my absolute favorite for doing cover hems. This is a double fusible ultra fine tape. We don't have it on our website, but we do have it here, and I'll show this to you real quick because I know our time's getting limited. When you do a cover hem, what you're going to do is you're going to iron this on the edge, and then you'll peel off the tape, and then decide how much hem you want, and then you're going to iron that again. That way, this will not move when you put it into your cover stitch machine, because we sew upside down in a cover stitch, and you can't see your seam. So this product is really, really great. So then,
and it stabilizes it also at the same time.
It also stabilizes it, and it's really great for if you have fabric that tunnels. A lot of fabrics tunnel. This just adds another little layer. So you can see I did a cover stitch seam, and on this one I know this fabric kind of tunnels, so I put both of my seams on the side with the stabilizer, not on this side. Usually you cover stitch as in covering the edge, but I put both of them over here because I didn't want this to tunnel. And you can see it didn't tunnel at all and did a really great job.
Nice. That's beautiful.
So that's called Soak Easy. Super great. Soak Easy, like I said, we have some on our internet, but it's not this same one. It's got to be the green one. What's the difference between serger versus regular thread? Okay, so a serger thread is a 2-ply thread. It's very thin, easy to break. It is meant for a serger. It's meant to be threaded and used alongside its buddies here, not by itself. So you can use serger thread on a serger, but I wouldn't use it on a sewing machine. However, you can use sewing machine thread on your serger. That's no problem. Because sewing machine thread is a little stronger. So serger thread is perfect, but don't use it on your sewing machine. Great question. And we talk about that one a lot in class. What else? Just to let you know, I don't use pins when I serge. Some people I know do, like Amanda.
I do. I don't like clips.
I'm
the complete opposite. I'm like,
and I don't like pins.
My other bad habit is I keep one of the reasons I don't like clips is because ever since I learned to sew, I put the pins in my mouth, and I can't put clips in my mouth. So that one's a deal breaker for me.
So what I tell the students is if your serger knife hits a pin, you will damage your knife. On a sewing machine, you'll break your needle. No big deal.
But if you place your needles, if you put your pins in differently,
So if you're going to use them, do it this way. I don't know if you can see that.
And then if you have the head of the needle towards you, as you feed it in, you can just keep pulling them out as you sew.
Right. So you're not going to put them this way, which we normally do when we sew. The other thing is clips. I love clips. They're super fast and easy. But clips are just to hold things together. It's not like a pin where you're keeping that spot specific. So those are just some other tips. You know, a lot of our sewers have clips, different kind of clips for quilting, other kinds of sewing. I have lots of these. They come in different packages. And to be honest with you guys, these are kind of hard to find right now. We have them in the store, but they're very hard.
I think everything is now that people have discovered that we have this essential life skill that that was underappreciated for so many years. People now are like, wow, you sew, and people. Do you find that people look at you differently now than they did 6 months ago?
They're more impressed.
Yes. People are far more impressed, and I love your choice of machines today. I personally have both of these machines. So just to, as my personal recommendation, as far as air threaders, and I'm lucky, I'm spoiled. I know I am. I have several machines, but this little air threader straight out of the box, you know, for people who want something more than a basic introductory
this is kind of your
serger.
next level.
Yes.
Yeah, this is your next level serger.
Yeah, but it's not intimidating, and that's one thing that I really like
and
about
a really
this.
good price point. Really good price point on this one.
Okay.
This one as well. Cover stitch, like I said, is a must.
I just got this machine. I literally picked it up Friday. And this is my personal machine. I use this machine to make. Actually, I use both of these machines to make my shirt this morning. But I am super impressed by this machine. I took it out of the box. I flicked through the manual. I threaded it, and I was just, off and running. No skip stitches.
Awesome.
It's just been. And this one, I think you have it for $4.99.
Yeah.
I think on the website this one's $4.99, and I can't remember that one, but they're both great machines.
Probably 1,400.
And talking about my morning sewing, would you like a sneak peek?
Yeah, so let's see a sneak peek real quick.
Okay.
We're almost.
Are you ready?
Almost out of
Are you
time.
ready for the big reveal?
Check it out.
So this one is coming soon. I'm only going to show you a little
pattern.
bit of it. This is not quite ready yet, but it will be releasing in the next week or so. And this one is the Catalina tank.
So brand new pattern. It's going to.
And we have a new one arriving today too. We have the Cabo maxi dress. 6 o'clock tonight, we're releasing the Cabo maxi dress, and we've increased our size range on that one.
Nice.
So that goes all the way from an extra small through a 10XL.
Wow, that's a great size.
Yeah, from going to shows and everything, that was one of the biggest requests that we had was like, oh my goodness, I can't find patterns that fit me. So we went bigger on that one.
So
Thank you, Julie.
Keep an eye out on Amanda's Facebook group. That's where they announce everything. So you want to definitely be on there. So we're going to do some giveaways. So we're going to ask the guys here to get us 3 winners. And we're going to give away some really great bundles and a couple bag of goodies.
So this one has a really pretty abstract butterfly print, and this is an ITY, and I personally paired that with a charcoal 2-tone rayon spandex. It has a little bit of a slub to it, but it's really smooth and
I can
silky.
See a cardigan and a tee, or joggers and a top.
So many things that you could make with that.
So we have a winner for this. Winner, Jeanie Harris. So Jeanie, if you are on, chime in, let us know that you're here, and then we're going to ask you to send an email to David at SewingMachinesPlus.com with your address, and we will get this in the mail to you. So Jeanie, are you there? So let's give her a couple minutes, and we'll talk about our next bundle that Amanda's giving away.
Okay, this time I went with the yoga fabric. So this is one that we discussed earlier, the one that Candace actually had something made in, and the very popular blush lily. So versatile. Heidi made a dress in this, so you can do so many things. It's almost like a slightly heavier 4-way stretch ITY. So with this one, I picked out the color of the leaves, and this one's a rayon spandex slub.
It's kind of like a slate color. It's absolutely beautiful.
Isn't that pretty?
So who's our next winner for our next bundle? Kim Wolf. You are the next winner of our bundle giveaway. So pop in, give us a comment, let us know that you saw your name. And just remember for everyone to like, share, and comment. We have 2 more giveaways. So let's talk about Amanda's really awesome bag. So this is the So English bag that you can actually get on her website. But we're going to put some goodies in it for you.
We have one of these little silver charms, if you'd like to show them that one.
So these are called, they're charms.
The charms.
They're really, really cute on a zipper pull. Or heck, I would just wear it as a necklace.
You can do so many different things. There's a sticker, there's a pen to go in the bag, and we're going to put a 2-yard cut of fabric. I suggested taking it out of Candace's stash behind her, but she didn't go for that one. So I'll be putting the 2-yard fabric of that one, of my choice in there then.
So have anyone chimed in from our winners? Okay, so Sally Sullivan, you are the winner of our SSE silver bag. with a surprise fabric and some fun goodies. Okay, so we have one more giveaway, and that is one of our really fun bags that we have here at Sewing Machines Plus. You can get these on our
I like
website.
that. They're not called blankets.
Yeah, it's called a quilt, not a blanket. And Blaine shares this story with everyone. They were at a convention, and the guy who was talking kept calling quilts blankets, and someone in the audience yelled out, "Hey, it's not a blanket, it's a quilt." So we're going to give away one of these bags with all of my favorite tools. So all those fun tools I talked about, the serger thread, the double eye needle, the glue, some Sew Keezy.
Can I win?
Maybe. And we might throw in some fabric for you too.
We'll definitely throw in some fabric too, because even if you are a quilter, it doesn't mean to say that you don't want to be comfortable wearing clothes that you made while you're quilting. So
I've got a couple of my students that were avid quilters, and they now love to make their own clothes. All right, so Dawn Hiltz, you are the winner of our Sewing Machines Plus bag. So go ahead and chime in and let us know that you're there and you won. So for all of our winners, again, send us an email to david@SewingMachinesPlus.com. All right, do we have anything else we didn't talk about? We could probably sit here all day.
I can talk about fabric all day.
All right, so any of our winners chiming in?
Yeah.
All right, so just to let you guys know, Amanda and I will hang out a little bit after and go through some of the comments. And if you had any questions we didn't get to answer or we didn't get to talk about, we'll go ahead and answer some of those. So thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you so much, Amanda, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
My very first show. So she helped me kick this off in style.
Yeah.
So thank you so much.
It went really well, and good luck with all the future shows.
Yeah, we're really excited. Our next show is going to be in September, and we're going to be doing what's called So What's New. And that'll talk about a lot of the new products we have and some new fabrics and things like that. But some of my guests coming on are going to talk about the scan and cut, bag making, paper piecing, quilting, long arm, sewing. So we have a lot of different people that are going to join me on my show. But you can tune in next week for Blaine at 11 o'clock. So now every Thursday at 11 o'clock, you can watch one of us, Blaine or I. All right. Well, thank you so much. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day.